Hey everybody, it's Ansel again and welcome back. It's been a while, but hopefully we can get right into the swing of things. And today we're taking a look at the Lofree Flow Lite, a very thin and light keyboard that I think some of you should consider if you're looking for something with this kind of aesthetic, or maybe even something for travel. So the Lofree Flow Lite starts at about $69 on the Kickstarter, and I believe the MSRP is around $130. I'll put it up on the screen, but I think this is great value, and I think you can tell what this is targeting. This isn't going to be very much of an enthusiast keyboard, but it's a great entry-level keyboard or a great thin and light. But let's get right into the features. One, it's wireless and it works really well. Two, it's got a volume knob. I think that's absolutely necessary on a thin and light keyboard that's meant to be portable. And three, it's remappable through, I believe, one of their apps. But let's move into the aesthetics and the construction. Overall, I do quite like the aesthetics. It looks great. I love the beigey color. It's really minimal. And even though it's thin, it does feel pretty solid despite its plastic construction. It seems relatively durable, and I think it's totally fine to bring on travel. It can take quite a bit of a beating. But overall, it looks good. I just don't quite like the font, but I think at this price point, it's acceptable. I think this is a much better board than some of their other offerings, and I also think it's much better than the Edge and a lot better than some of the competitors, so I think it's really good on that front, in my opinion. But moving on, let's talk about the feel and the sound. Feel-wise, it feels okay. It's a bit stiff, but the bottom out is relatively soft. It's not flexible. The switches are a bit on the scratchier side, which is fine for this price point, and because the travel distance is so short, I think it's okay, and it's much better than typing on a MacBook keyboard or whatever laptop keyboard you got, so I think that's totally acceptable. Again, especially for the price. In terms of sound, it sounds okay. I mean, again, this is a thin and light keyboard. There are going to be some compromises here. It's a bit thin, but there's enough fullness. There's a bit of foam, so it's not going to sound very unique in my opinion. The sound kind of leans a bit towards the deeper end, but it's got a bit of a sharpness to it. So it's not quite deep, but it's not quite high pitched. It sounds fine overall. Just take a listen here and you'll get what I mean. So overall, let's talk value. Again, like I said, it starts at $69 and the MSRP is around $130. There's a bunch of tiers in the Kickstarter. You can take a look there. But overall, I think as long as you don't get it for the MSRP, it's a pretty good value and worth picking up if you think this is your kind of keyboard. I think it's squarely aimed at minimalists or travel people. And for that purpose, I think the keyboard is great. Again, value-wise, it's great depending on which price you manage to snag it at. But yeah, I can highly recommend it if you get it at a reasonable price. I would say maybe below 120, but 129 is a bit too much for me, but that depends on who you are, whether or not that's going to be worth it. But yeah, I guess that's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. I hope to see you next time, and I hope you have a great day. Peace.